Before I lose you.
All right, all right, all right. Let me go to my grid view here. There we are. It looks like it's just Alora. There we go. Now it's myself. Alora will join us in a moment. So, hello one, hello all to the very last round of the Mean 16 tournament. And boy, it has been an interesting one to say the least. So, yeah, let's see. So we have two players. Just trying to find the best way to explain this. We have two players who are playing tonight to settle out their ranks and their positions left in the tournament. Unfortunately, we had two players drop. We will have two tournament organizers playing in their stead to best assist the players who stayed behind in their efforts to complete this tournament. Their honorable efforts, might I add, to stay in this tournament. Right now, the players are resolving their mulligans and their die roll to see who goes first, and we will join them momentarily. Just waiting for Alora to give me a thumbs up if she's got the cockroaches game going. That would be a no. Okay. So yeah, while we're waiting for Alora to join us and waiting for the players to settle up their mulligans, in fact, what I'll do is I'll go ahead and switch that over to them right now. So as you can see, Bus is mulligan to 5, and Garmu is mulligan also to 5. These are the two... Hey, David, what's going on? These are the two players that have graciously stepped in to allow Dan Monroe and Azrael to finish out their tournament. The reason why this is important is because Dan Monroe has an opportunity to finish ranked number 2, depending on his performance. So the tournament organizers stepped in to graciously, like I said before, to allow for Dan Monroe to give him the opportunity to finish this out strong. Azrael also has an opportunity to improve their standing as well. So this is not without... okay, it looks like we're starting a first turn. It looks like Garmu is starting off, who's playing Corvold, starting off for the Taiga. passes the turn over to Monroe. Let's see. It's always a little boring in these early turns because not much really going on, not too many players going down deep in the tank, that sort of deal. So, let's see. Got a message real quick that I need to check. Let's see. So that would be. So, Alora, you'll have to find one of the TOs. So it would probably be. I found it by looking at Dirty Mac's name in the right-hand side. So that's how you find it. So try that. Okay, so Monroe's going to cast a Chrome Mox, exiling Swan Song. Nobody needs that. Sorry. Hey, my man Timmy, what's going on, buddy? Just starting out. You're catching it from the beginning. Were you able to find it?
Yes, I'm in.
Perfect. So Monroe's Chrome Mox was not in vain. You know, cast a turn 1 Soul Ring. So that's very nice. Passing over to Bus. So for you, for those of you out there in the internet world, what have you, this is Miss Alora. She's one of my partners over at the TRYHARDS. She has decided to grace our presence tonight with her presence. So it should be an interesting time. Let's see.
I appreciate the opportunity.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I'm always curious. Like, Bus and both Garmu kept five card hands. I'm always curious, like, how turn order affects. How turn order affects like what people keep. You know, how the pod composition, the decks being played determines what to keep. I'm always curious by these things. Oh yeah, hey, no worries, Timmy. We'll type out Timmy a hello since he's at work. There we go. There's a hello for Timmy in the chat. Righteous. So it looks like Azrael is playing Soul. Yep. On the Godot train, on the Godot plan. Not a bad plan to have. Into a Mana Vault.
It's looking like a potential turn 3 Godot.
I wonder what the... So the players have the availability to use these little yellow cards as notes and stuff like that. So I'm curious because the 10 prio was there from the beginning. I'm curious as to what that signifies.
I would assume passing priority, but I'm not positive.
Yeah, they'll sometimes they'll write little creative notes.
There you go.
Yeah. So I need to change something real quick. So that is the wrong scrolling message. It should be... Let's see, what is this? Pod number 4?
This is 4.
This is...
Wishclaw Talisman from Garmu.
This is Dan Moreau and as... Sorry, I'm updating my scrolling message, so I'm trying to figure out something clever to put in the bottom there. Okay, here it is. This is I need to change again. or D. There we go. So in these early turns, we'll take the opportunity to reflect a little bit over the last 6 or so weeks of the tournament. Everything started out really well. We had everybody show up on the same day to start round one. It was like a 6.5, 7 hour day. All the pods were played. Everything was nice and settled. And then it all kind of went weird. People's personal schedules started doing conflicts. Now, Smothering Tithe. Smothering Tithe. Now, this is rather interesting because I heard it said yesterday. I'll come back to my commentary in a minute. But I heard it said yesterday that, who was it? Leptus said that he hadn't seen much Smothering Tithe outside of Razakats because it's really difficult for other decks to actually, because of time, right? It's really difficult for other decks to take full advantage of the snowball that Smothering Tithe generates. So I'm not sure if all the other, I should probably bring up a list, if all of the other Crom Timnas play Smothering Tithe as a mid to late game. Obviously, this is still early, so the advantage.
I'm going to say Monroe is on wins a bunch of wheels. It's Opus Thief-esque, and so it makes sense. And tons of treasures off of forcing your opponents to draw.
Nice. Yeah, I have new mentions. Always love it when my Discord says new mentions.
Misty Rainforest cracking for Volcanic Island.
Oh, I see. So that Ezreal likes to put that. They've since clarified. So tap equals pass priority. Okay. So that's just their built-in F6.
Ooh, Dockside.
That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
8?
8, yep. Unless Monroe cracks his treasure and the Garmu cracks the pedal. Which seems like they didn't. So will 2 treasures... Well, I suppose it's a ETB, so it's probably considering it now. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No. They got all... Well, Garmu, you can't really blame so much. Yeah, it's a huge dockside. So Garmu, you can't blame so much because they have 2 lands and a pedal, so they're a little bit on the back foot. That's a lot of okay.
Crom coming down. That's pretty good.
So that's good news in the fact that it's a using Crom more as a setup versus a peer into the abyss, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, getting the old commander card advantage engine, get those going.
Yeah, I'm gonna say 4 damage from Crom is substantial. I'm not certain whether Garmu is on Pier or Adnaz, but it's the black player. That's the meme, isn't it?
That's the meme. And, I mean, very appropriately.
And of course, you get the Timna trigger too, so that's just icing on the cake. Or probably the base plan.
In my haste, I forgot to bring myself something to drink. Let's see. Just want to verify that This is indeed pod number 4.
And it makes sense to send the Timna at Azrael because Godo is on Treasonous Ogre, so life total matters there as well.
Yes, it does. Very nice pickup. Very nice pickup. This is 4. This is pod number 2. Yeah, sorry about all the confusion in the scrolling message. Like I was indicating earlier, we started out on this journey all together, all broadcast on the same day, and then over the course of time, player scheduling and conflicts, because we had players in Brazil, we had players in Europe, Northern Europe. Just trying to find decent times for everybody to play together was kind of a rough thing to do. So over time, we went from one homogenous unit to, like, as you see with this last weekend, where we had one pod on Friday, one pod on Saturday, one pod on Sunday, and then the final pod today. Just kind of how it all worked out. So
I would say the fact that we got so many people on the same schedule for those first few weeks is an achievement in and of itself.
Correct. So now it's like deep thinky time for Godo, huh?
Yeah. Dan Monroe played that Smothering Tithe, probably for a reason. So, do you play out your hand while you still have access to it, or do you rush Godo?
So there has been a little bit of it's late in the day, so my words are failing me, but there have been a lot of early, like really super early wheels. So maybe this is a hedge against that.
That's fair. No Godo.
So that's what's the count for Godo? You need 7 or 11.
I think it's more than that to
you
be
need
able
11.
to equip.
Yep, you need 11. I've only seen Godo in passing, right, Tony? All right. Hey, look at this. Here's a dock sign. So that would be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Provided nobody sacks treasures, or because the pro play would be to deny your opponent. That would be a denial of 7 if all the treasures were sacked, and the bauble could be sacked as well. So that's 8. Dan Monroe could theoretically get rid of his treasures because Smothering Tithe will recoup that after the fact.
It's a matter of resource management. How badly do you need that mana next turn?
That's fair, but also, what three cards does Garmu have, and what 3 cards in Korvold matters that would require? You see what I'm saying? Like, it's this.
You have to weigh your card quality versus your opponent's.
Yep.
Looks like Dan Monroe didn't get rid of a treasure.
But Bus did to Brainstorm. I have to do my requisite touch the library card so it doesn't time me out of cockatrice.
Oh, yeah.
Whoever's in the... So if you look back, a little artifact of this tournament, because I've been sitting in this chair most of the time to stay... They say you can type in chat and all that stuff, but the problem is I'm using OBS to capture the screens, So if I change my screens, it changes what's viewable to the public, so I can't really do that. So all I've been doing is, you can see it on the stream now, is I grab the upper left-hand player's top card of their library and just grab it for a second, and that keeps me active. So if you go back through the streams and you see that, it's like the Carol Burnett tugging on her ear thing, you know? So I know I just use Carol Burnett in a reference, and I know, fucking boomer.
I can't bail you out on that one.
It's gray. I can't help it. You know, I've seen things. I've been places, man. I've seen some places and things.
Right.
So I guess we're still probably talking in the pod about what to do. The brainstorm, as you can see, has resolved. So Bus has got her cards. So I don't know much about Garmu specifically, but Bus, I do know, has been the statistician, the primary statistician behind the scenes this whole tournament, running numbers, making sure that scores are correct, and I mean, so much attention. Just listening to her go through the process of like, yeah, I do blah 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 XYZ. I'm like, okay, it's math. You lost me. See you later. There's been a huge amount of attention paid. Yeah. So yeah, that's who Bus is in the upper right hand corner. Who's been outside of today, like showing up on the doorstep to help out Monroe and Azrael today. Like even prior to that, behind the scenes, Bus has been a tour de force part of this tournament. Garmu is one of the TOs as well. Like I said, I don't know much about them, but like just the fact that they showed up today to help fire this thing off says something about their character. So sorry I don't have anything personal to say about them, but I don't think I can say anything greater than that example right there. So fantastic.
Azrael in the chat makes a good point. They, like, even if you sack all of the treasure tokens, that's 5 mana. You can add Nas off that. So
yeah, but that's 5 mana plus, you know. Ugh.
I guess if you sack your treasures, that's less mana to cast what you're getting off
there
your
it is.
Adnas. But
so we settled on 9.
it's better than 13.
That is a lot. Woo!
Mana Confluence for turn. Ooh, activating Wishclaw.
So this is very interesting. Like back to back, 2 things that have been talked about a bunch over this tournament series is the effect of Dockside on the meta, right, and the how it warps games around the politics of it. Like we were just talking about, like, do people sacrifice in response to limit the amount? No. David Buss sacrificed one of the treasures to do the brainstorm, so that's why there was only 9. And then the other thing was the politics of Wishclaw, because there's been not a huge amount, but there's been enough of a presence of Wishclaw. Like who do you give it to? You know, are they talking in the chat about like, hey, if I give it to you, will you give it back to me? You know, all of the politics of both Dockside and Wishclaw Talisman over the course of the tournament. Let me see.
So you
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yep, you give it to the player before you, so that it goes like they have to wait before they can use it.
Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. Yeah, you're right, David. That should have been 2 treasures.
Right flame.
But usually we have a TO in the chat here, so it's possible that they're catching this as you're saying it, David. So, hey, thank you for that, by the way. You know, credit where credit is due. Those folks who have stayed with us over the last few weeks, shown up at every broadcast, what have you, e.g., David L. Byer, who've been watching the plays, catching the mistakes, you know, alerting us to certain things. Ooh, let me interrupt my my diatribe there for a Temur Sabertooth on the stack. Spice.
That's pretty good.
So, unfortunately, I don't know the Corvold deck very well. So I don't know what the outs are with regard to mana.
Well, with infinite mana, because Dockside, you can cast Corvold, sack Corvold, draw a card, right? And you draw your deck, right?
Can you set Corvold to Corvold?
No, never mind. I was wrong. You must sacrifice another permanent. I don't see much Corvold, so
Yeah, so it's one of those things that your exposure to things are kind of, you know. So we saw it for a little while after it was spoiled, but we haven't really seen it for a little while later, you know, or after. Oh, what is? They do have 1 card in hand, so it is interesting to play an infinite mana combo and not have an out, right? Because Corvold's... Go ahead.
do you think they had the Sabertooth in hand before they cracked the Wish Claw, or did they use the Wish Claw to grab the Sabertooth? Because if they already had the Sabertooth, they grabbed something to just end it.
I think this is why you make the big bucks. I'm going to look this up real quick.
But I agree with you. If you've got 1 card in hand, it seems weird to have well, I guess it gives you infinite mana in the form of treasure tokens, so it sticks around. But infinite mana and then pass, all while in the process giving one of your opponents a Wishclaw talisman, I don't think that's something you do lightly.
Okay. So Corvold does. So it says Corvold says whenever you sacrifice a permanent, e.g., the treasures. So all they have to do is keep.
There you go.
All they got to do is keep bouncing, creating the treasures, what have you, and then just sacking them, drawing out their deck. Which is why the Sabertooth is still on the stack. I imagine they're trying to figure out if and how they're going to interact with this. So they're probably thinking or talking amongst themselves like, can you handle the Sabertooth? Can you handle the Corvold? It seems like it would have to be the Sabertooth, right? Because if you let the Sabertooth resolve, you would have to address that before they can make mana. Yeah, so they'd have to deal with the Sabertooth right now. So
Okay.
we have the Bauble being sacked.
Azrael draws another card, up to 5 in hand.
Oh.
Pays for Smothering Tithe.
Yep.
I suppose if you kill the Dockside before with the Sabertooth on the stack,
Yeah, you either
I,
kill the dockside. Let me see.
say they're on Thunderclap, Lightning Bolt, Abrade. They've got answers. It's just a matter of drawing into them. And Pyrokinesis, I guess. That's pretty good, taking out the Timna and the Dockside.
Nice.
Was the Wheel of Fortune pitched to the Pyrokinesis? Believe so.
Yeah, because you to cast it for free.
Mm-hmm.
So my guess is they probably cracked the Conjurer's bauble to see if they could get another red card.
Yeah.
Which tells me that their hand is pretty spicy. Was that? I was looking down. David, I actually typed your concern into the Discord to see if somebody would address it. So while I was looking down, there was the pyrokinesis against the Timna and the dockside, and is that resolved?
I'm not certain where we're at right now.
Because had it resolved, it'd be in the graveyard here.
The Wheel of Fortune is no longer in exile, so. And back up to 5 cards.
Okay. And pyrokinesis is an instant speed spell, yeah?
I believe so. Pyrokinesis is indeed an instant.
Okay, so that's legal. On a lighter note, you know that Pauper tournament that Crash, some competitive Pauper friends of ours, they participated in this past weekend. The broadcasters for that stream were wearing sunglasses and funny hats and stuff. Do you think we should wear sunglasses and funny hats? Will
I
people
don't believe.
will people
I don't
take us
believe.
seriously?
I don't think I have sunglasses or a silly hat, so you'd be alone in that one.
No doubt. I don't think anybody would take us seriously. Well, they don't take us seriously now, so. So yeah, David, I haven't seen that treasure added as of yet. I can only assume, because I typed it into the Discord and they're monitoring those channels and stuff like that, that they've seen it. There has to be something in the background that I missed, or something, or that they missed, or maybe they're trying to just resolve this Teamer Sabretooth at the moment before they handle that. So just a little update on that. Okay, now we're back with the pyrokinesis and Wheel of
Pitching the
Fortune.
wheel again.
Dockside.
Oh, both Docksides.
Oh, I see. So probably what happened was they initially targeted the Timna, and they're like, "Oh shoot, I don't want to do that. I'd rather do this." And with it on the stack, they probably readjusted a little bit.
Sure.
At least that's my assumption. Okay, Sabretooth resolves.
Pitching wheel isn't a bad idea with a Smothering Tithe out either.
It is
Although
not.
down to 3 cards is a bit rough. Oh, Yugmothsville. That gets back Docksides.
Or so they say, right?
So I hear. That's spicy. I like that.
Is that the Vintage Masters artwork?
I believe so. Well, I believe it's the original art, but
Whatever
the vintage.
symbol.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, David, they probably are going to miss that. Yeah, they're probably going to miss that extra treasure, especially. Let me see if anybody answered me.
Ooh, Flusterstorm.
So that's 1, 2,
Oh, is that? Yeah,
3,
targeting the will.
4. So that's four spells. Well, just easily countered. No, Garmu's trying the damnedest, right? To fire
Yeah,
it off, but
you gotta fight tooth and nail. That's what it takes. Let's see. 7 mana coming into this turn.
so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep.
Are we gonna see another Crom hit the board? And at this point, do you even want to wheel? Admittedly, there's a Smothering Tithe, but Garmu has no cards in hand. Do you
And
want to refill them?
and Azrael's at 3, so that is a very good point. So you probably in this instance would save the wheel until you're trying to combo off yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So of course that's poopy if you have the breach in hand. Usually you want to wheel for the combo turn without breach in hand.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah.
It might just be better to run out Timna and or Crom, because that's card advantage as well.
You bring up a sorry, Alora, you can't see the chat. So if I randomly like bring up points in the chat and what have you, uh, so yeah, it's possible. What David is saying is, I wonder if the board would have played that differently if Monroe had put 2 black and 3 blue instead of 5 blue into their pool, representing an Adnos.
Hmm. Oh, yep. Here comes the Crom. 4/4 flying haste is nothing to shake a stick at.
It isn't, and especially I can recall when it came out, people were like, "Well, it only draws 1 card, second spell, what have you." Uh, Boy, did their tune change, did it?
Yeah. Swinging at Azrael. I suppose Garmu has no cards in hand. You don't really need to worry. There's still a chance of ripping an Adnos off the top, but Azrael's got 3 cards in hand.
There is, but also the likelihood. Uh, so Extortionist and Yawgmoth's Will are in Garmu's graveyard. So if they're playing Underworld Breach, yes, that's still alive. because you got Petal, Dockside, and Yawgmoth's Will. So that's the start of something good for Garmu, but you're correct with the 0 cards in hand. Azrael, comparatively, is just a lamb's tail shake away, as the term goes, from casting and crushing with a Godo. So
I wonder how much pod composition affects who you're attacking, because points-wise, Azrael's the only one that's got... Azrael and Dam Monroe are the only two with points on the line. So making sure Azrael doesn't snag a win might be a priority.
And this is probably, yeah. We'll definitely have to see how this shakes out, because I think they're still vested in just like overwhelmingly winning the pod.
Well, yeah.
So I think they're still motivated. I still think Monroe in that attack was still motivated by the fact that, like you said, like appropriately said, I think earlier about the what's the name of that ogre?
Treasonous Ogre?
There you go. Taking that out of play, because that's the Godo Adnaz, right?
Yeah.
Not to say that Crom Timna from Bus or Corvold, like obviously Corvold's got some moves. They tried to bust him earlier this turn. It's weird. I find myself getting stuck in this like 80s or 90s slang, and I just can't get out of it.
I'm checking out the Godo deck list as we speak, looking for more...
some tech, maybe some spicy tech.
Yeah. See what else they have for paying life. Because Treasonous Ogre is obvious, but it's just one card. Black's got lots of tricks up their sleeve.
Oh! We have an Enlightened Tutor revealing an Underworld Breach.
Six cards in hand. 2 mana open. Commanders in play. That's a lot of potential.
Oh, so Culling the Weak just culled away their Tibna for 4 black mana. They need, which they have the access to the red, so they have 1 red available for the Underworld Breach. They have another red available for the Dockside. So this could be the start of a combo turn. Usually on these things, the viewers can see it. If somebody's representing an Underworld Breach, I usually expand their graveyard to show what potential is there.
Sure.
So right now in Bus's graveyard, okay, so she's casting
Jessica's Will.
She's casting a Jessica's Will. Has 1 commander out, so that's going to be both modes.
Only getting 3 mana off of it?
So what's our storm count?
Enlightened Tutor, Breach, or not Breach, Culling the Weak. Now the Jessica's Will. And they revealed Breach, LED, or LED will be another storm, I'm willing to bet.
Well, the reason why I bring that up is Flusterstorm is in the yard.
Yes.
So that is some built-in protection for this combo attempt.
Yeah, there's not a ton of mana open. Dan Monroe's got 5 currently. Casting the Breach.
So I guess Brainstorm is the route to find, because Brainstorm is instant or source. No, Brainstorm is top 3 cards. I was thinking Mystical Tutor. So we still have to,
Casting that LED.
yeah, we still have to get that third piece, which it looks like. We have Smothering Tithe that's still alive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that Flusterstorm backup is solid.
Oh, to be a fly on the wall.
Mm-hmm.
So, which brings up an interesting kind of deal. So, a few weeks ago now, I think it was like 2 weeks ago, during the week, Nick broadcast a pod, and we had no casters available for it, so he got permission from the players to actually sit in on the pod and listen to their politics as they were playing. So, we do have at least one instance of that, because people say all the time, hey, I wish I was a fly on the wall, right? Well, there's one instance of that. So, regarding that, starting later this week, I'll be working with a video editor to take these long form videos that I think one of our videos is like 8.5 hours long. So yeah, take one of our take our longer videos and actually try to edit them down as smartly as possible, so that way we can give you some short form content on this. That'll be forthcoming and probably a couple of months away. Until then, I've already started the process of migrating these over from Twitch over to YouTube for longevity, because this is the first, and without respect to how all it panned out, or the events of today leading up to this last pod, without respect to any of that, it's still critical as the very first attempt at doing a CEDH World Championship to have that information publicly available. So that was our plan. Yeah, that was our plan the whole way, is to try to get everybody funneled through Twitch and do the streamy Twitch thing that is the cool rage right now, and then move all that over to YouTube, and then have that up for posterity. And then on top of that, like I said, we're going to have more condensed, because I can't personally blame you if you didn't sit down and watch all 62 hours of the Mean 16 tournament.
That might be a bit much in one go.
I'm a slight bit. Okay, so we have a chain of
Ooh,
vapor.
chain of vapor. Ooh, targeting the underworld breach with a fierce guardianship backup. Nice.
So
LED back on the stack.
yeah, thanks David for watching all 62 hours. You are our one person who did. Yep, I think you only missed one. Yep, you only missed one, which you were, I'm sure, able to go back and catch up on after the fact through the VOD.
LED resolves. There's now, I believe, both the Flusterstorm and Fierce Guardianship available through Breach. And here comes the dockside.
You still have the issue of getting to, but I think you can, with dockside. Can you sack dockside? Oh, you can call the dockside. So
At that point,
So you can call the
You're
dockside, generate some mana. You can Jessica's will can be kind of this weird wheel, 3 cards at a time, right?
yeah, but you're running thin on cards to exile. With only 6 cards in grave at this point, we have
But
to have an engine come sometime.
there's 3 cards in hand. Hmm.
Oh, we gonna see a counterspell for the dockside?
Move this a little bit closer. Oh, I saw it. Oh, preemptive treasure. 11. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for not doing that. Yeah, they'll definitely, absolutely. Like, well, I mean, I guess the Jessica's will. Ooh.
There you go.
Ooh. Ooh.
Diabolic intent. Spicy.
So I guess, the answer was in hand. Ooh. So brain freeze to fill up themselves, then eventually brain freeze everybody out.
That seems good. Only 2 cards in hand for Dan Monroe with 3 mana. And Ezreal's only got 4 red mana and 3 cards in hand. Yeah,
Well, I mean,
I've
this.
seen upsets before, but
Well,
this is
this.
looking pretty tight.
Well, this is got to be the win because there's fierce guardianship in the yard, so you'd have to overcome that. If brain freeze is countered, then they just cast it again out of the yard. Yep, there it is. Look at that. Look at that. So I didn't expect that. I didn't expect that at all.
Yeah,
I am curious though. I can't remember. So who did the? Oh, it was Azrael who was interacting with the Corville player, denying them the. Wasn't there? There wasn't a counterspell. My memory is horrible when it comes to these
they
things.
they cracked the Conjurer's Bauble, and then they pitched a Wheel of Fortune to Pyrokinesis to kill the dark side before the Sabretooth resolved.
But that was the only interaction for the Teamer Sabretooth and the Dockside, which would have been almost assuredly game winning for Garmu. So
Yeah, so that's fair. I didn't take that into consideration.
yeah, outstanding. Oh yeah, and the Flusterstorm on the Yogs. Yeah, that's right. David? Who cast the Flusterstorm? Because uh, excuse me, the Yawgmoth's Will was almost like a second chance attempt trying to get Corville back in the game. Yeah, busted. Yep. Oh, that's right, because it was in the graveyard. See, yeah. I am here to look pretty. I'm definitely not here to look smart. And I'm here to make Alora laugh. You're welcome, dear. Hey, thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. Thank you. Let's see. So, what do you think the game plan is now? I'm curious because I have also noticed in previous games that players potentially will become easily scarred by the experiences they just experienced. For example, last weekend there were earlier this week, I think
Yeah.
it was Friday and Saturday. The game's starting back up again. They're gonna resolve their mulligans or what have you. Yeah, the first 2 days of this last round were inundated with wheels. I think I mentioned this earlier. So players started would occasionally like panic play, like getting stuff out, just to make sure that it wasn't wheeled away. So
Yeah, I believe I remember a turn one console, if I'm not mistaken.
yep, yep, yep. Just to get it in the yard, right? Of course, it would have been wheeled away, but okay. If we're assuming the highlighted rectangle on cockatrice to be correct, which I always assume cockatrice is correct, then it looks like Azrael and Godo will be going first this turn. It looks like Garmu is yet to... I don't know. Something's happening with the hand size. But it's also possible that... Okay, so it looks like Dan Monroe is settling on 6. Which this might,
That's what it looks like.
as they mulligan away. I don't know cockatrice well enough to know, like, if 6 just indicates mulligan number 2. You know? Hey, Kodo, what's going on? So I'm not sure what that looks like in the background, because Garmu has yet to indicate a hand size. So have they just not looked at their hand yet? Their first hand, their first mulligan, their first whatever? I'm just not exactly sure.
Nor am I. But it looks like Azrael's keeping their 7. As is Bus.
So just waiting to find out what Garmu's eventual hand size will be. Okay. Oh, I see. They were taking a 5-minute break and getting set up in between. So that's what it was. Gotta check my Discord. All of this tech, I got Discord over here, I got Discord over here, I got Discord. They say it's good, right? It's good.
I'm not as fancy as you. I've just got the one monitor, so I've got to tab through all my different screens.
It's okay. I promise you, I'm not a better person for... Not at all. This is probably more of a burden than it is a help.
If you say so.
In retrospect, I probably, because I have, for those of you at home who've never seen, well, I guess I need to post a picture of this on our Discord. But I've got my camera setups on this main monitor. There's a blue microphone, a Yeti blue microphone above it. Of course, the green screen behind me, and then there's my second monitor, which is directly in front of me here, and then there's my third monitor, which is directly off to the side here. So if I'm looking in this direction, it's because I can see a larger photo or a video of Alora over here, the very same thing that you see in the upper right-hand screen. Hey, we got a pre-game action of a Gemstone Caverns. That always works out well.
Whew. It never seems to work out well for me when I get it.
So Monroe kept he's going third, and he kept a 6-card hand, one of which had a cavern in it.
And a flooded strand. Because that's what got pitched to the cavern.
Nice. Well, it's good to have you you in the chat, Tim. It's good to have us streaming. It's good to have you in the chat. Same thing with David and Kodo. So for Godo, it was a turn 1 snow-covered mountain, and then pass.
Chrome Mox from Corvold.
What are we pitching? Or exiling, or what have you? Prospector.
Skirt Prospector. Mox Opal.
We're gonna do the on-stream selfie. Let's see if I can get everybody in. There you go. I'll post that. Kodo, David, I don't know if you're a member of the TRYHARDS Discord. I'll post my setup in the Discord. I'll put it in the pets page, even though I have 2 dogs, right? Okay.
Wait a minute. Did Dem Monroe pitch their only other land? I'm not seeing a second land for their turn 1.
That is interesting. I didn't see a play either.
So they only had 2 lands in their opener and they exiled one of them? The rest of the
caverns.
hand
So they
had
were
better be super spicy.
so hoping to get another land off the draw. Risks we're taking on this day. Meanwhile, 1 Jeweled Lotus later, and we have a Timna on the board.
I was going to say, I generally don't take risks like that, but then again, I'm also not in, like, the finals for cEDH, so maybe that's what it takes.
Either way, Corvold Garmu here is sitting pretty with the mana available, even though that Mox isn't turned on yet. All right,
That's
Monroe,
true.
draw a land. Come on, buddy. You can do it. He's from Texas, so you know he's resilient.
Well, he's thinking, so... And he doesn't have to discard, so he must have some line of play.
So mad props to Monroe. He'll probably never hear me say this, but that's okay. I didn't expect him to. That dude, he has done everything he possibly could. He didn't get the land. He's done everything he possibly could to make this tournament. As far as I know, this is only the 2nd ever cEDH tournament he's played in. So, if he's able to secure this pod, he'll be in the top 3 as a likelihood. So, but no, like dealing with his own personal schedule, work schedule, illness in the family, that kind of stuff. That dude has honored his commitments to be a part of this, and I can think of nothing more honorable. So,
Yeah.
Timna value.
Kudos to you.
So, thank you, Dan Monroe, for joining us in this last game of the Final 4, or the Mean 16, the final pod of 4, rather, not the Final 4. This is just the last round. Okay. Bus has got the plateau. Yep. Oh.
Calling the week. Ooh.
Deja vu all over again.
Interesting. There you go. Ad nauseam.
Let's go.
I love to see it. Hopefully she has better luck than I did the last time I cast Ad Naz. pretty sure I went to 4 and then proceeded to get murdered by Elsha. Ooh,
So,
delay.
so how is Monroe casting the delay?
Simeon's spirit guide was exiled from
Oh,
hand.
nice, nice.
That that's impressive. I love that.
So, I mean, that is not as good as you want it to be because that's a spell that's happening in a few turns.
It's a turn 5 ad nauseum as opposed to turn 2,
It's a
but
clock, yeah.
it gives him more time to draw more counter spells,
Yep.
and I don't know, maybe he hopes to end the game prior to then.
So, like to that, do you think this puts the screws to Azrael, who needs to just? I mean, you got guaranteed 3 turns. I mean, without interaction, of course. So tapping. Oh. So tapping down the command tower. Nice. At the end of turn.
Deprive Germu of mana.
Nice.
He's expecting.
Nice. So yeah, looking at that, everybody is. I mean, with the exception of the Badlands and the Chrome Mox, which is on red, tapping down the. Well, I guess there is a not a
The green
blue.
and the black source.
Is this it? Is this? Are we getting there?
Something's happening this turn.
Treasonous ogre, your friend and mine.
Seven cards in hand.
So the only card that I can think of, if Corvold has an Abrade, right?
Have we haven't seen the treasonous ogre yet, have we?
No, it's on the battlefield now. It's in the center.
I
So there's a Helm of the Host. Is Azrael just walking through the steps? Okay. Going to equip. This would be the opportune moment to abrade. Oh, it got equipped. So it looks like they're representing one of the best combat damage wins in CEDH. The other being your friend and mine, Najila, and that is it. So that is game 2. So game 1 is Bus. Game 2 is Azrael. Classic Godo win. Man, oh man, oh man. So David, I hope it's not an 8-hour stream. Oh, so Godo game, yeah. Godo has a certain inevitability about it. So yeah. So yeah, I hope this is not an 8-hour game because I was originally supposed to be wrapping up class right now, online class right now. Due to logistics, I had to forego that, but I also had to forego eating dinner, which is upstairs, which is upstairs in a crock pot right now, waiting for me. I'm halfway tempted to ask my honey if she'll bring me a plate. Yes, not like this, right? But that's the thing. So, because I have made commitments, this is a. I hate to beat this dead horse, but the word for today is honoring your, or words rather, honoring your commitments. So because I made a commitment to all of you to make sure that this is produced and streamed in a certain way, it came down to the last minute, and Alora's been on board, waiting to do today for what, about a week now, and
Yeah.
she's been ready, and I wanted to make sure that her debut was as good as it could possibly get. So here we are. I'm getting the. I'm not sure if it's you can hear that on stream via the desktop audio, but all the players are starting to filter into the game room. It hasn't showed up on Cockatrice yet, but I'm getting all the indications that they're joining. So yeah. Okay, cool. I keep forgetting to go into my notification and silence those. Those are the players entering in. They have now queued back up. I will switch back over. So while we wait for mulligans to happen and die roll and all of that stuff, Alora, tell those folks out there in the interwebs some things about yourself, like. What is your most proud thing about yourself regarding this beloved format that we play?
Uh, it is my eternal goal to usurp Urza, and so I've been playing Mono Blue for a long time. I've gone through many generals, and I'm currently on Vendilion Click, and I've gotten some nice compliments about it. So I'm throwing around fairies and beating some face.
Disrupting hands at instant speed. It's awesome.
Definitely.
It's definitely awesome. Yeah. So, I mean, it's one of those things. Like, Urza is a powerhouse, rightfully so, what have you. But that doesn't mean it's the only game in town. So, she's been working on it for a few months now. Click.
The
So,
the shell has been in the process for honestly, when did Throne of Eldraine come out?
yeah, was it last fall?
So
No.
probably 2 years now.
Yeah, so 18 months, yeah.
It started as an Emery deck, and everyone's like, "Why aren't you playing Urza? Like it's just bad Urza." And I took that personally, and I refused to play Urza. I'll find something else.
So, out of our crew, so the thing about the TRYHARDS, we have Tony, who is a proud net decker. He has no qualms telling you that he doesn't brew. He just steals whatever list off the internet and he plays that, which in our meta is good because he is our anchor. He's the one through his net decking of the popular CDH lists. He's the one that gives us credibility in the CDH world by keeping us anchored in there. Nick also does the same thing, except for he doesn't net deck. He is a Jeskai fanatic. So, very accurate. So, between Nick and Tony's shenanigans of keeping us anchored in database lists and what have you, that allows myself and Alora to be more experimental. I still play database lists, but I'm a proud non-blue player, and then Alora is our Jank Queen Supreme. So yeah, exactly, Kodo. Exactly correct. Not all people are brewers, and that is we don't hold that against anybody. So yeah, that's kind of like the makeup of our crew and where we fit in. And Bus is already killing it by playing the Misty Rainforest and a Mana Crypt.
Turn 1 Crypt.
And also look at the mulligans. Like Ezreal kept a 4-card hand.
That is rough.
So yeah, Alora is one of our principled brewer. She is the self-described jank queen, so she has the greatest range of brutastic nastiness out there. Forgive me for.
No, it's fine.
Turn one, Grafdigger's Cage.
That's
So yeah, go.
pretty good with
That
all
is
the underworld
breach.
breaches.
Yep. So go ahead, Alora. You were saying.
I've recently dipped my toe in the water in non-blue decks, and I built Dina, and turns out ad nauseum's fun.
Off
Can't
of
play ad nauseum in blue.
yeah, ad, ad nauseum off of what 66 life is pretty fun.
Oh, definitely. Also, running Hulk without Flash is surprisingly doable.
Yep.
Ooh,
Damn,
Lotus and a Lotus Petal.
damn, Monroe. I see that. So Monarch is looking for guest brewers to appear in their What If series. Huh. Is that Monarch? That's headed up by Joking 101, yeah?
Turn 1 Crom. Yeah. That's spicy. I love it.
Ooh.
Who would you send the 4 damage at?
So Goto's representing a slow. Okay. I was gonna say Goto's representing a slower hand, so maybe not as important to hit them with the against the red Nas as with the Atresius Ogre. Garmu is. I don't know if Corvold on. If Corvold is on Ad Nas, then that's the smart play. But otherwise, it would be Bus. So. Oh, perfect. Yeah.
I know that Damn Monroe is on Adnaz. I don't know about Bus's list.
Okay. So David brings up a question about which is better, Deafening Silence or Grafdigger's Cage.
I am partial to Grafdigger's Cage because both I play decks that it hoses, and I've just I've hosed decks with Cage, and it has more applicability because it's not stuck to white.
Yeah.
But Deafening Silence is definitely good with all of the Thoracle and Underworld Breach running around nowadays.
So yeah, so I was debating the cage, not the cage, um, the Deafening Silence portion of it. Uh, Deafening, if your deck's game plan is to engage in a slower game, then Deafening is definitely better. Otherwise, if you're just trying to cut other people off from doing the thing that they're doing, but it doesn't affect you in your game plan, then Grafdiggers, especially like, as you appropriately pointed out with the breach, we're living in a breach world. So, for me, the answer would lie in what my own personal deck was trying to accomplish, and whether or not I would be trying to stop breach or slow the table.
Yeah, sounds about right.
So I don't know who A00682005 is, but Alora, this person will reach out to us via our Discord later. I wanted to point that out since you're not able to see the stream chat. So.
Sidisi's Faithful.
So this is an interesting card. I've seen it come up, and I don't know exactly what it does. I know that it bounces something, maybe.
It exploits on ETB, and it happens to provide a body to exploit. So it's, what is it, 1 mana? Yeah, it's a 1 mana bounce a creature.
So do you think this is a dockside exploiter?
That's possible.
Okay.
It bounced a turn 1 Crom this time, so it's clearly effective.
Yep.
Because I don't know what's in Damn Monroe's hand, but I'd be willing to bet he was banking on that Crom sticking around.
So I can't recall if that command beacon was out for Azrael beforehand. But
I believe that is new this turn.
okay. So this confirms my suspicion that Azrael has a slower hand, but kept the cage to interact.
Also, didn't Azrael go down to 4 cards? You can't be too picky when you're with that few. When you have that few of cards in hand.
And you are right, Kodo. A 1 mana bounce that can't be countered by non-creature counters. I was thinking that from the perspective of Alora had mentioned it earlier about creature-based loops. I'm just curious, like I don't see it a lot in my meta, so because I don't see it and it's being played here, I want to know why. I want to know the thought processes behind, like why it was. Oh, look at this, Remora, damn Monroe's trying to do a little catch up.
Well, that'll certainly do it. Because unlike, I guess in my perspective, Mystic Remora is a card draw engine where Rhystic Study is a tax. Mystic Remora gets you cards.
So Mystic Remora is more to stifle combo turns, just to kind of put everybody in check. Could be used offensively in that way.
And that's true.
Okay, Signet.
Arcane.
I appreciate Azrael for having that little priority thing that's like click click, because you can see where the priority is. The lumberjack. Yeah, that's a sacrifice of land for.
So 3 mana.
Yeah. So Spleen, Bus won the first one, and Azrael won the second one. And also Spleen, thanks for stopping by.
No life loss off the crypt. Godless Shrine for turn. And here comes Crom.
All right, who gets the money?
Damn Monroe. That's where I would send it. Adna's in the list. Like, yes, there's the Treasonous Ogre in Godo, but...
So swung at Garmu instead. Did you say you looked up the Corvold list and it had ad nauseum in it?
No, I don't have access. I don't know which list they're on. I know that Monroe is on Adnaz and Azrael is on Treasonous Ogre. And I'd be willing to bet Bus is on Adnaz as well.
Because it is the thing that you do.
Mm-hmm.
Prismatic Lens, draw your card. That is the drug. No, it is not.
Nope, it filters. But it'll let Monroe draw. Because nobody's got time to pay 4 mana.
I can hear the pain in your voice. Nobody's got the time.
I get it, especially Godo. Godo's trying to go fast in general. You can't just sit around waiting for the Mystic Remora to die. Like, Monroe's gonna build up a solid stack of cards and a board state if you do. Just too much of a risk.
Wow. So the Mystic Remora, I'm going to say this the first time publicly right here. The Mystic Remora brought up a memory, and I just checked the website as of 25 minutes ago. it has been made public that for the format that I'm a member of the rules committee for, Pauper Commander, we have officially banned Mystic Remora and Ristic Study. So, F in the chat.
I'm okay with that because in Pauper, I don't play blues, so
Right on, right on. So that means if you're gonna get your Mystic Remora Ristic Study fix, you're gonna have to play that good old fashioned CEDH, like them pros do over there on that Mean 16, tournament. Holy crap! It feels good. I've been waiting like a week and a half for that. Feels good to finally have that out. So.
well, I'm glad I could be here for that emotional release. Command tower. Interestingly enough, there isn't actually a forest for Garmu to sacrifice to the lumberjack. Rain of
Ooh,
Hill. This is gonna be spicy.
it is going to be spicy.
I don't think I've personally seen Rain of Filth in any deck that isn't Gitrog. But then again, I don't see Corvold ever. Oh,
Risk
that is
risk it for
spicy.
the biscuit. Yep.
Well, now we know.
So Bus is tapped out. Azrael just hit priority. So it leaves it up to Monroe. Uh, Monroe gets the trigger off the Remora. Okay. We're tapping a blue source for Mystical Tutor. I suppose in response to the Remora trigger.
Yep.
So that way they can draw into.
Autumn's Veil backup. That's incredible. Oh, and this stack. A mental misstep countering the Autumn's Veil. You know what? I now understand why sports commentators get all excited, because this is incredible.
Because you're experiencing it as it's happening and you have to process it and then get it, but also you have to. So don't contain, and I don't think you were going to, but don't contain that fangirl moment of like, woo! Because it's definitely, I mean, only in this type of environment are you going to see this level of interaction.
This is why I love CEDH. Like, you just don't see that anywhere else.
Okay, so
So,
the misstep successfully countered the Autumn's Veil. We are still waiting for the Mystical Tutor to resolve. Just reading on what I can see off the screen.
I suppose let's take a quick look. What can they grab for 1 mana to counter it? A
What?
Dispel would do it.
Or a Flusterstorm, or.
Yeah, they've got plenty of options.
Oh, okay.
Force of Will.
Yeah, that'll do it. Well, they have 9 cards in hand, so it's
Yeah,
possible that they already have like the Dispel in hand or what have you. So now 10 cards. So I guess Monroe probably was planning on using the free counterspell. Okay, so there's the Flusterstorm.
Flusterstorm.
Well, that'll get
That
you
is
there.
rough for Garmu. Well,
Okay, pass priority back to Monroe. I do appreciate Azrael's little flag of like, yep, boop. you know, so that way you know it's made it all the way around the table. Oh, sad times. But I mean,
2 cards in hand. Yeah, it's not looking good for Garmu.
so looking at Reign of Filth, it's an instant. So another thing, okay, so the final thing that was talked about, we talked about over the course of the tournament, docksides, obviously docksides. We've talked about Wish Call Talismans, we've talked about Underworld Breaches, and finally now Adnaz, right? So I have found it more common for people to do main phase ad nauseums versus the old style. Like if you remember, like the Hulk meta way back when, end of turn ad nauseas were the fashion, and I suppose that was a way to kind of get around. Oh, we got a Jessica's Will. So both modes, 9 cards.
9 cards in hand. Yeah.
Let's go.
Is this going to be an Adnaz for Bus?
So I wish we.
Oh, I suppose didn't pay for it, so you get even more mana. Ooh, revealing Cabal Ritual, Brain Freeze, and Exotic Orchard.
Oh, and Tim, sorry I didn't catch it earlier. Thanks for the cheer, man. Appreciate that. One of my, I really couldn't do it this time because we have treated this like a community stream where not only are we representing ourselves, we're also representing the people that the organizations that are flashing across the bottom right hand of the screen. So we really didn't like monetize this in a way of like seeking subscribers, seeking support. You know, if we got it, fine, what have you. But we weren't actively doing that. But that's one of my goals moving forward. Once we get out of tournament, this is the last one, to be able to have chimes and bells and all the gadgets and stuff for you guys to interact with us via the streams. And so please look forward to doing just that.
Here's a dark side.
Neat.
For 3?
So these are the cards that were revealed off of the will, Jessica's will. So
The Jessica's Will revealed the Exotic Orchard, the Cabal Ritual, and the Brain Freeze.
okay,
The
cool.
dark side was in hand.
Oh, okay.
4 treasures. Still have 8 mana in the pool. But only 1 card in hand.
The mana base. The only thing I asked in the Discord, David, I think, was the treasures, the treasure count. Unless you're referring to something else previous. But of course, I've got the memory of a goldfish. Like I said, I'm just here to be pretty. This is what you get. All right, so dockside for 4. Not as good as it usually gets, but still pretty decent, right?
Oh,
So is this where we consult to the Oracle and then play the Oracle and then? Oh, so no cards in hand.
Yeah. Do you grab
So no cards in hand.
Underworld Breach with a Brain
Yeah.
Freeze and Exile?
So yeah, that would probably be the line. So consult to breach. There's 4. The problem is there's only 4 cards in the yard. Well, which is my brain freeze math sucks, right?
You can cast the Cabal Ritual to get some black mana, and then you cast the Brain Freeze
Okay, so we're gonna
to fill
see.
up the grave.
We're gonna see where they stop up here. Oh, okay. Now they just filed that away. Time Twister, Deflecting Swat, Volcanic Island, Brainstorm, Mystical Tutor, Wheel of Fortune, Force of Negation, Pedestrian, Talisman, Arcane Signet, Plateau, Mystic Remora, Ranger Captain, Ismid, Tomb, Guardianship, Savine's Reclamation, Cyclonic Rift, Tarn, Wood Crypt, Badlands. It's starting to get dense. I can't.
Polluted Delta, Rite of Flame,
Yeah.
Chrome Mox, Command Tower, and yep, can't see beyond that.
Because they get so full and it's hard to. Whoa! What happened? It's this massive swirly of nasty. Okay. So I didn't get to see. Oh.
I don't think it's done. I think that was just clearing it up.
Okay. Cool. Cool.
Rain of Filth, Bloodstained Mire, Blood Culling the Weak, Thassa's Oracle is gone. Felwar Stone, Soul Ring, Dark Ritual, Silence, Gemstone Caverns, Force of Will, Vampiric Tutor, Arid Mesa, Mnemonic
There's
Betrayal,
there,
Underworld Breach,
they
LED. Wow.
they passed the breach.
Yeah.
Oh, I see, David. You were talking to Spleen. Okay. Cool. Cool. I got it. I got it.
Yeah.
So is this console for the like
I'm
wow.
not certain what the line is here.
I mean, is it all? Are they going all the way down to? Uh, there's
The
Adnos. Getting Timna out of the way. Are they seriously going all the way down to Oracle at the bottom? Is that what this is going to be? Oracle is the last card.
Oracle's already exiled.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, there's one card in hand.
That's his Oracle. So,
At
where did
least
we?
I saw it.
Yeah, I have the exile pile open. Interesting. So now Bus now has one card in hand. So they stop somewhere. We're about to see it. Getting a tap off of
Four
a.
cards in hand.
That's 4 cards in library. The white.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sec. What? Casting Adnos?
I am.
I'm confused. Okay.
So
Well,
it's possible. So my guess, it is possible that Bus passed the Oracle by mistake, or the Underworld Breach. It's
yeah.
possible. It's possible that in the clicking, she just went right past it, and sometimes that happens. Yeah, Kodo, we're confused too.
I snuck a peek at the chat, and it sounds like they were consulting for Adnaz, and Adnaz just happened to be the fifth card from the bottom.
So I think my wifey is asking me if I've eaten yet. So I think I'm gonna have her bring me a plate, and then I'm gonna turn my video off to spare all of you.
I'll try to keep the stream afloat.
No, I'll still be here like talking to you, but I'll try to minimize my mouth noises while you can't see me. Sweet. Oh man.
Rashad Port tapping down the underground sea. Well, now. Dan Monroe draws for turn. Did I? A Rite of Flame from Dan Monroe. Plenty of cards in hand.
Oh, poor Bus.
Yeah, well,
Poor Bus.
both Garmu and, well, Bus is out of it, but Garmu is pretty kneecapped right now. Using the Rite of Flame mana for a talisman.
So it looks like Bus has conceded.
Yeah.
Oh, or did Dan Monroe cast 2 spells?
Yes, Rite of Flame and then talisman here.
So the Crom killed Bus.
Ah, that would do it.
Because there's always this question of if you have no outs, when do you scoop, that kind of thing. And the real answer is to remain relevant to the game as long as you possibly can, even though you may have no outs. Like,
Yep.
so.
I remember those days well with Kess. The chance is slim, but you can still kill people with Kess commander damage.
Yep.
Kess is actually the commander that got me into CEDH. She was printed, and I'm like, well,
Let's do it.
guess I'm building that.
Yeah, that was the first Grixis list that I used to play that when I got heavy into CDH. That's what I was playing. Yeah, David, you are correct. Packs, the demonic cards, the forbidden tutors are the live by the sword, die by the sword type of cards, and whew, you hate to see. You hate to see that first 6 have the card that you name, and you hate to have it all the way down at the bottom.
Especially when you're looking for an ad nauseum. Because ad nauseuming for the last 4 cards in your library isn't exactly satisfying.
Mm-hmm. Beep.
Imperial Seal, grabbing.
Card 101.
Yeah. Wait, what?
It went on top. Yeah?
Oh, yep, that would do it.
Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4. No, we have 3 mana. I keep forgetting Lynn's only converts.
Blends taps for colorless of its own right, so it is 4 mana.
Okay, cool. So
It
why
just
would this is why we need Tony around? Why would you have a converter in Lynn's?
it's a
Or
2 mana rock. I run it in Vendilion Click.
righteous.
It's a 2 mana rock that enters untapped. It produces colorless, and then in a pinch you can use it to produce your color. Hammer
Hammer
of
of the
Nazan.
Zon.
That certainly cleans up the Godo math.
So what does ye old hammer do?
It makes equipments equip automatically when they enter.
Nice.
So whatever you grab with Godo, whatever you grab with Godo, when you grab a helm with Godo, it will equip automatically. Or I guess attach.
So it looks like we're doing an end of turn Notion Thief from Monroe, possibly signaling a wheel. And my dearest lovely has approached me on the other side with carnitas. Homemade carnitas at that. Thank you, my dear. Everybody appreciates you on the stream, even though they can't see you, because you're taking care of me. Somebody needs to do that, right, Laura?
I I'm not here to commentate on your domestic life.
Okay, so I will still be here. Audio still live. I'm just going to magically disappear from the screen, which will make Alora that much larger in the stream box, but I'm sure she
Oh
doesn't mind
no.
that. So I am going to stuff this thing in my mouth. Neat.
Enjoy. Timna. I suppose Notion Thief is a 3/1 that can swing and draw you cards off of Timna.
I hear it's good.
Yeah. Notion Thief's been a good card for forever. Not to mention 3 damage that the Adnaz player, or in this case, the Treasonous Ogre player, it's pretty good. I know from personal experience what 3 life can mean the difference between living and dying. Four mana for Godo. 5 to play land. You're gonna need some rocks to power out Godo if you're gonna do it. But there's Soul Ring from Dan Monroe. And a Felper Stone. Another 2 mana rock that enters untapped. It's the possibility of giving your colors. Alright, let's see what Garmu grabbed with that Imperial Seal. A Bayou.
Huh. Revealed the wrong card.
Oh, and casting a Demonic Tutor. Okay, I understand what's going on now. I do not have much prior experience with Carcatrice. Right? 2 cards in hand, 1 hand picked from the deck. No Well, I guess that lumberjack could give you 3 mana, but at a steep price. So yeah, 4 mana for Azrael. Go to 6. So Mana Crypt will get you there. I guess we'll see.
Lots of thinking happening over there, the Goto player.
Mm-hmm.
Almost to the tune of, does the math work out?
Yeah.
Because right now Monroe has 2 blue mana. Nope. 1 blue mana and a black or a green or a red represented. So, or a free counterspell.
Yeah. Timna is in play, so Guardianship's online. In addition to both forces. Let's see, is Dan Monroe on Pact? Yeah, there's also Pact, so. Just passes it. And taps down the command tower with that Rashadan port.
Yeah, hey David, thanks for joining us tonight. Yeah, these have been some good games tonight. I'm trying to choke this down so I can rejoin you.
You're better at keeping commentary afloat. Soul Ring, Talisman, Flower Stone. And there's Crom. Leaving up 2 blue.
When in doubt, crom it out.
Yeah. Combat, that's 2 more cards.
So at this point, you have to assume that Dan Monroe is keeping that mana untapped for a counterspell, anticipating a Goto on the next turn.
Yeah.
Garmu, who put up a decent early fight, has largely been knocked out. I mean, I suppose there is room for interaction, but but.
Staying at 37 life, drawing up to 7 cards in hand. So plenty of options. Watery Grave intapped? No, paying 2 to untap it. Now you've got 3 mana open. All blue, if need be. Let's see what Garmu can do. Oh. Triple red off the lumberjack.
Oh.
Mizzix mastery. What do you get off of that? No. Oh, you could grab an ad nauseam. That's pretty good.
I have returned.
Assuming I remember what Mizzix Mastery does correctly, I think we're going to see an ad nauseam from Garmu.
Oh. Well, let's take the opportunity to look that up.
Yeah, there it is. I believe this is the third ad nauseum cast this game.
From your graveyard, for each card exiled this way, copy it. You may cast the copy without... Okay, so yeah. So it's a 4 CMC or mana value ad nauseum. Neat.
It's pretty good. Oh, and there's a Force of Will.
Yeah, remember that was the card that Dan Monroe revealed off of the Mystical Tutor some time back, so we knew that he had that.
Oh, yep. You say your memory's bad. My memory's good, it's just pretty short.
for those first couple of minutes, it's spot on. Yep. Alright. Go, go, go.
Still got 5 cards in hand with deliberately 3 blue mana open. So there's gotta be counter spells in hand.
Well, the one that we knew was in hand is now gone. So you're still... I mean, it's not free and clear, as it were, but...
Yeah. But that Watery Grave came in untapped, and I don't think anything followed it. I could be wrong. Again, my memory's short, but...
But there's a combination of things, like the Watery Grave coming in untapped could be feigning, you know, like...
That's true. But
I
if
mean, he was at 37, yeah.
If you're in Azrael's position and you have access to the Godo, do you go for it? Or... because you gotta burn through those counterspells somehow. I guess it depends on what you have to get there.
Sorry, I'm just getting your message from like an hour ago.
It's all good. I made it back in. Blood Moon. I love it.
Yeah, gotta react to that, yeah?
That certainly warrants response when you don't have any basics in play.
There's 2. Counterspell. Or negate. Oh.
Tainted Pact.
Oh.
Okay.
Excuse me. I didn't see you standing there.
I suppose I overlooked the fact that while you did have blue mana, you also had access to black mana. So that's a thing.
I'll drink to that.
Whispering Madness.
Mm, mm.
Interesting. Because the talisman, even if the Blood Moon resolves, the talisman
Oh,
gives you blue.
they're just revealing.
Okay.
So basically, the way that Cockatrice works is in that little zone right there. They flip it over and what have you.
Yeah. I understand now.
So, do you pact for a consultation? Tutor for a
I don't
tutor?
think
Ooh. Ooh. Okay, going past the intuition.
Well, Tainted Pact exiles top 6, right?
No, that's consultation.
Okay.
Tainted Pact just you flip one by one until you hit the one that you want. It's
I'm a mono blue player. I haven't had a ton of experience with the two Forbidden Tutors. I do run them in Dina, but I'm not super fluent in them.
hmm.
So forgive my ignorance.
So David asked a question: how do you guys feel about the blue blasts with red being so good lately? Hmm.
Like Hydroblast
Yeah,
and
like
Blue Elemental Blast?
so I don't. So it hits two cards, right? It hits Underworld Breach and it hits Dockside. I
That's
mean, it does theoretically hit Blood Moon and all of these other things. Yep.
but the two main targets are going to
But
be
but
Underworld
also
Breach and Dockside.
but also looking at it, you've got Godo, you've got Korvold, you've got Crom, you've got. Uh, I think you might have a point there, David. You might have a point. Because everybody's playing the Red X commanders or partner commanders because of Breach Dockside.
But you also need to think they're blue cards. You have a ton of counterspells available to you in blue. Is the niche value of the Hydroblast and the Blue Elemental Blast is that is it giving you more value than any other counterspell you're not currently running?
The only thing that I can think of is so like like counterspell, like the default counterspell where it's two blue.
Mm-hmm.
Depending on what your strategy is, that might be restrictive. You know.
That's fair. And I think that's why counterspell has kind of fallen from the wayside. I think
So
we're moving towards more one mana counterspells nowadays.
yeah, I mean that's the thing. Like, and it pitches to Force of Will and Force of
That
Negation. Yeah, I mean, so David, you're gonna find out about us. Like, we'll sit here and we'll go, yeah, or who, or whatever. But see, that's the thing. We're not beholden to any type of emotional response that we have in this moment. Our initial reaction might be like, or it might be good to go, or whatever. But we'll debate it and like you play with it. You know, your
exact.
yeah,
I
we will definitely like play test it and agree that the battlefield is where these things are proven. I'm sorry, Laura. Go ahead. You're
I my personal feelings are it's probably not worth it, but I'm I brew jank. I'm not gonna tell you not to play something. I'm gonna tell you test it out, see how it goes. Prove me wrong.
yeah. I mean, what was the card that we were talking about earlier?
Divert.
Divert, and divert reads.
Um, I have it around here somewhere. It changes the targeted spell unless they pay 2 mana for a single blue.
I mean, we were discussing the optics of using divert earlier, especially in a peer main or a peer PETA, yeah, PETA type environment. So yeah, by all means, like if you think it's good enough, give it a shot. So we got Crom swinging. Okay, there's Timna. I think he changed his mind, and Crom is going towards Azrael now, and then Timna is going through to Garmu. Damn, yeah, I guess they do. The blast hit the deflecting SWAT and the wheels as well. You're making a case. You heard it here first, folks. David L. Byers coming in with the hot tech. Dabbing on the pros with the hot tech.
Definitely worth testing.
Hey, no problem, David. No problem. Yeah, like we dig this kind of shit, man. We are let's see if I can distill this. If it's status quo, like we get really weird about status quo type stuff. Because the meta's never like if you take the known fact that cEDH players are a flavor of the month type crew, like the meta is always changing by that one single fact. So being that even though we've distilled down
Smothering
ooh,
with an ocean thief. I smell a wheel coming up.
you smell it with the yeah
It smells like burnt
ooh,
rubber.
LED.
LED.
So hopefully we can wheel into a underworld breach. Ooh.
Passes. I suppose you want to keep up counter magic with that
With a
Godo
Godo.
player so close.
So Garmu is desperately trying to catch back up. But I mean, the resilience, right? Like the last 3 turns, they've effectively presented a potentially game-winning effect, right?
Mm-hmm.
From nothing. From nothing. That's hot. That is so hot. All right, Godo. 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 I can hear Tony in my head. Godo. Godo. Godo.
I am of the opinion that the meta is never solved and that you gotta keep testing out new tech if you want to upset the format. If you want, keep pushing at the boundaries, see what works, and that'll keep the format evolving.
So, like, Hulk got condensed down to Flash Hulk and Consult lines together. Flash was banned. Subsequent printings of Dockside and Underworld Breach turned this into a Breach ad nauseum, Dockside, or bad type meta. All of the decks have gelled around that tech, what have you. Something Bad Dog and I were talking about just this very day. Rule of law effects have been talked about since the onset of ad nause in ad nause media earlier last year, right? Nobody.
Lame.
Oh, nice.
Go ahead.
Well, the Rite of Flame might be signaling it's time for Godo, Godo, Godo.
I'm
So
only counting no, 3. Oh, wait, how much does Rite of Flame make?
2.
That's what I thought.
Then
I'm
maybe it's
only
something
counting
else.
5 mana.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, wait. Prismatic lens does not produce 2. 5. Yeah. Ooh. I wonder what Monroe was indicating with the graveyard. Interesting. So anyhow, the ever-changing meta, right? So Bad Dog and I have been discussing the positive effects of rule of law in an ad nauseum meta, and there's a Chromox.
Yep,
So
that would be 6.
the problem with rule of law is it's hard to congeal a combo win out of a rule of law deck, but as we progress further and further in the dominance of ad nauseum, we're starting to see more rule of law based stacks decks entering in the meta. It hasn't really affected us very much because our resident net decker Tony is a stacks player at heart. So every single deck that he picks has a stacks element, heavy stacks element. So, ooh, what does Thunderclap do?
Deals damage.
Oh, that's the card that's being exiled. Okay.
Yep. I'm not certain what I missed. How does Ezreal have 3 red floating? I thought it should only be the 2 from the Rite of Flame.
Yeah, because Rite of Flame is 2. Maybe that's a miss. See, if Chance was in the chat, I'd normally ask. Did you want to ask in the general? So yeah, rule of law. Yeah, David, in a rule of law style deck, yeah, deafening silence all the way, all the way. Woo, woo. So an attempt at casting a Godo with a Pact of Negation, which I mean we suspected it was. We weren't sure it was going to be Pact of Negation specifically, but we were sure that Monroe had an answer in hand. I mean, look at that.
Ezreal's thinking, and 2 cards in hand. What has he got in hand?
Godo, 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 go.
He's got Pyroblast and Red Elemental Blast in the list, so
Or Trickery. Does he have the mana for Trickery? There's only
he's so
one Mox or SWAT. Yeah. Well, no, SWAT wouldn't work because of
he's trying to resolve the Godo. I'm like, if you had it, why? I feel like you would snap counter the Pact. But again, Ezreal's in the pro seat, and I'm just here commentating, so my lack of understanding is no bearing on their playability. Tapping the Red Elemental Blast.
There it is.
Do you have another counter spell?
Look for the lands to tap. It's like waiting with bated breath.
Yeah, very much so.
What is happening? Hmm. So if Azrael can resolve this Godo, that would Hammer of Nizan would make the tutored up equipment attach automatically or for free or what have you.
Yep. So Helm would hop onto Godo and
Be
we could
live.
start making, yeah.
And if that is the case, Azrael will have won his second game, which would be the end. So this is a potentially game ending, not game, round ending turn of events here.
Isn't this the final round, so it would be tournament ending as well?
Yes, ma'am. So this could be it. Oh, how does the Goto player win? So Goto would enter the battlefield, and as a result, yeah. But Hammer of Nizan is on the battlefield, which as I recall, uh, reduce the casting, or no, reduce the attaching. Wait,
Whenever an
yeah,
equipment enters, it attaches automatically.
there you go. So
So
does
when
Goto does Goto tutor and put it onto the battlefield?
yes.
Okay, so there's the interaction there.
And then Godo has an additional ability that whenever Godo attacks for the first time each turn, you untap Godo and all other samurai, or all samurai, and then you get an extra combat. So the Helm of the Host makes a token copy of Godo, and I believe Helm the token gets haste because you have to exile it at the end of turn. So the token swings at someone for 3 damage and creates a trigger for an extra combat. And Helm triggers at the beginning of each combat, so whenever you get that extra combat from Godo, you're gonna get another Godo, which will then proceed to snowball until people are dead because you're swinging at them with
So many,
3
yeah,
copies of Godo.
so many
And
Gotos.
your original Godo can't even attack, but it doesn't matter.
Yep. So I'm curious though, because they've been in the big think for a minute now.
I think there's some confusion about spell targeting. I could be wrong.
Oh, are you looking in the rules or?
I'm looking in the chat in Cockatrice.
Oh, I see.
Something was on Chrome Mox instead of Godot. So I'm wondering if maybe the pact. I'm honestly not certain.
So you said something was on Chrome Mox.
That's just what's being said in chat. Um, Now the proposition of a draw is being mentioned. I don't know.
Ooh.
I guess we'll have to see how it plays out and what the TOs decide. Because I'm not fully understanding the situation. So,
I'm trying to look through the chat as well. Dirty Mac was kind enough to do a screenshot of Bus's console to Adnos and post it up in the thing about shame is it doesn't go away on the internet, right? Hmm. Oh, everybody has hopped into general, so that's why it's taking so long. So normally
Yeah.
normally the players are kind of nested in their own little game room where they can do the things that they need to do, and then if they need a judge or something like that, they usually call and somebody jumps in with them. And then the tournament organizers stay in the general channel themselves until needed. So, being that all the players and all the TOs minus us are in the general chat right now, then more than likely
Something big is going down.
something big is going down. So,
Probably something like game determining.
this is my guess. This is my guess. Uh, I assume that if they're able to rewind a step or two, I think that they're going to try. Azrael is probably going to be very interested in doing that very thing because, as I mentioned earlier, this is a tournament ending play, right?
Hmm.
So, uh, yeah.
With
My
Ezreal taking home the round.
Right. So I don't know. I don't know where that would ultimately position Azrael. The way that the points are distributed is you get a better score or assessment of your score or what have you based on the difficulty of your opponent. So whereas Dan Monroe had a pretty good win rate coming into this round, right? His difficulty as opposed to Azrael's is pretty high, right? So Azrael has the opportunity to score more points by defeating Dan Monroe twice. Uh, will that propel Azrael into the top three? Probably not. Of course,
To
I'm
say
not.
if that's the goal, it might honestly be better if Dan Monroe who takes the round and then Azrael takes the game and then Azrael takes the round next game because Dan Monroe would accrue more points with this win. But I'm yeah, I don't know. To be fair, my understanding of how this point system works is very shaky at best. I'm just kind of just following the crowd on this one, letting cooler heads with better math sense take the reins.
Yeah, I'm only largely regurgitating the things that I've been told. I am a good little monkey when it comes to that. I say the stuff that I've heard. So, uh, I mean, obviously, Dan Moreau is interested in ending, well, resolving this in his favor. They are the two players that were scheduled for this pod originally. Like I originally stated, Garmu and Bus are tournament organizers who wonderfully stepped in to fill the void of two players who left. Uh, I want to say nice things, but I will just be quiet. Uh,
In the cockatrice chat, um, again, I don't know what's being discussed, but Azrael says I'm not fond of winning like this, but if it's competitive regulations, I think we should go with prior ruling. So, I I don't know what I missed, but something big is on the table here.
so
Like
prior ruling.
it sounds like whatever's happening is resulting in Goto resolving. I That's what it looks like at least.
All right, so we got one player jumping into game room one. So, Alora, since you have the chat available to you and I can't change screens, I would want you to reach out to text Bad Dog or what have you, message him in the general and say, hey, after this, can you come into casting room or somebody and explain what happened? Okay.
Can
So
do.
so it looks like okay, we have condensed back down to Godo on the stack. Godo resolves.
Trigger. Azrael is tutoring, grabbing helm.
Hey,
Welcome.
how you doing?
Hey, Bad Dog, how you doing? So for the last few minutes, we can obviously see Azrael resolving a Godo, retrieving Helm, and then equipping and moving towards a win. So what we're curious about is the discussion that you guys had revolving around a rule or what have you.
So, Dan Monroe missed his draw trigger off of the Croc. And that's obviously... So this is turning out to be of pivotal importance because he had Limdul's Vault in hand. And so it was a question of whether or not he could get that draw, because Crom is not a may, it's a must.
Ah.
Right.
So
And that,
so Azrael takes it. That's number 2, correct?
correct.
Yep.
So we have just concluded the Mean 16 CEDH tournament.
Incredible.
Okay, so the Crom trigger with the Limdul's Vault. I see, and because he didn't react in time or miss that trigger, resulted in this outcome.
Yep. Yes, sir. I mean, this was a very close. Apparently, yeah. This could have gone either way. I mean, it's just missed it. It's really sad, and the problem is it's the second time that it happened this game.
Yep.
And so the judges are like, it came down to Azrael's choice.
I
As to
see.
whether he would. Right. But not only that, it's Azrael's choice about whether it happens, and then it goes on the let's see. If it is, it's inserted at the appropriate place on the stack if possible, or on the bottom of the stack. Okay, so yeah, then it's another choice between going in response to the trigger, or if it's going to have to go on the bottom. So 2 choices there for Azrael.
Righteous. And that explains because Alora was keeping tabs on the cockatrice chat, and Azrael said, "Well, I hate to win like this, but if that's the way, this is the way." So,
Yep.
All right. Hey, Bad Dog, thank you very much. We'll if you want to say something to the folks, he's like, "No, I'm out of here."
Nah, I have to go check on the players. But thanks very much for having me, and thanks again for casting.
Hey,
See
no
you
problem.
guys.
Thank you. We'll talk to you in a bit, buddy. So, yeah. So apparently there was a double miscrom trigger, one previous in the game, other, the second there at the end. According to the rules that they had set up, or I'm no judge, it could be official. According to the rules that were established previously, it gave Azrael the benefit of choosing. Of course, if you're in a winning position, So,
Yeah.
so David, to answer your question, I mean, it could be anything. He had both of his commanders out. He had only played a force, and he was trying to do the pact. I didn't see the other 2 free, or other 3 free spells. So,
So he had a handful of cards in hand still.
So he had options to draw to. He could have done deflecting SWAT. He could have done guardianship. He could have done force and negation. He could have done any of those 3, and yeah, it's tough. Yeah, it is. But I mean, I can only imagine
sometimes.
yeah, the amount of pressure these guys are on, guys and gals, are on playing this game at this level, You got the maybe not the entirety of the world watching you right now, but through live and VOD, what have you, have the potential of the entire world seeing your flaws, seeing your mistakes, that kind of stuff. People.
These
Uh,
are these are like they've all won previous tournaments. I don't know if I want to say they're like the best players in the world, but they are solid players. Any misplay,
mm,
it's rough, and they're facing tough competition.
Absolutely. And David, you got a point. Like you only have yourself to blame. And you know what? I don't know Dan Monroe very well, but from the things that I've seen of that young man in the last few weeks, I'm quite sure he would agree with you. Them Texans, right? So, like, just to recap this round, like, as of this morning, I think, yeah, as of early this morning, we had 4 players scheduled for this round. Over the course of the day, hey, thanks, David. Appreciate it, buddy. Over the course of this day, 2 of those players decided to drop out. That left a hole. 2 tournament organizers wanted to do the best they could to benefit the players remaining in the pod, volunteered to step up and play in the player's stead who dropped out. And I know it is nice. Goto had a nice winning day. You always got to cheer for the Goto, right? So we started off the round in a very contentious way, and then like we end seemingly in a somewhat contentious way. So par for the course, I think. Par for the course. So normally it's actually kind of funny. Normally I'd look across and go, "Hey Ernesto, hey Mormonator Josh, hey Mons, hey Leftist, hey Rebel, tell the audience about yourself." But I have Queen Bee herself. So this is Alora's first time streaming in the tournament. She's done a wonderful job, like I knew she could. She knew stuff when she needed to know stuff, and it was all stuff that I didn't know. So, which is a lot all the time. So it's amazing. Before we close out today and this stream and all that stuff, Alora, take the opportunity to tell folks where they can find you, where they can play games with you, interact with you, learn all about your jank. Floor is yours.
Is it self-promotion at this point?
Do
I'm not
it.
even positive.
Do it.
Yeah, come hang out with us, the TryHards. I'm hanging out in the Discord all day. We're here Tuesday evenings, and I'll be around, and I'll be bringing that spicy jank.
I put her on the spot.
Yeah, really.
So yeah, like so Tuesdays is CEDH. We try to do a community-based thing where everybody is invited. If we have a certain number of folks, we usually just kind of jump all in one Zoom room and converse while we play, what have you. If we have enough for 2 pods or 3 pods or what have you, we'll break those out into separate where we try to rotate outsiders into the stream, what have you. So if you're all about that stream life or that CEDH life, come see us on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Central. We have been doing a competitive popper on Thursdays. We'll probably do that again this Thursday, but this will probably be the last Thursday that we do it moving forward. That'll probably be moved to the weekend to accommodate the European popper players that we play against. I have been recently appointed to the rules committee for Popper Commander. So I, as a side hustle, one of my 12 side hustles, I'm trying to promote that format, and I'm grateful to have someone like Alora who loves to brew in cEDH, but also takes those talents and moves them over to competitive Popper. So we're hoping to make a a name for ourselves. So yeah, that's that. There's a million other things, but so yeah, cool. Any last words before we
Yeah,
sign
come
off?
play with us. Show us how good Hydroblast is, and we need fresh brews in there.
No doubt, David. We'll come play Hydroblast against us. Whip our asses with it. We're good with that. Do it enough times, we'll raise that banner up, and we'll crusade with it. Oh, that's a bad reference. We'll, but yeah, if it's good, man, if it's good, it's good. That's just how it is. If it's good, it's good, and we will take that. Yeah, Kodo. See you next time, brother or sister or brother. Yeah, you. We'll see you next time. Also, add another. Yep.
Another Najila player.
Yeah. All right.
Just what we need.
So goodbye, everybody. We'll see you on the flip side.